teacher go to school?
And here's your...
What do you think of what's going on right now, mate?
These evil little invisible parasites.
Satan-worshipping Freemason moron.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're not run by factions.
Get the fuck out of camera!
There are much more powerful international forces in play.
Is this pink guy? Is this what pink guy is? I don't fucking know what's happening.
Please go outside and look at the moon quickly.
It's been crazy, guys, but guess what? It's how it is, mate.
Mate, because I want to do you slowly.
Well, I ain't spending any time on it.
G'day and welcome. G'day. Our very first Black Label edition, your very own Black Label edition of the Conditional Release program. We haven't done one for a while. Joel's been studying. I've been moving house. But here we are, getting back into the routine of doing it again. And Joel, you're an alcoholic. Tell me, what have you been drinking lately?
I've actually been pretty good recently, which has been very dangerous because I have so much fucking beer in my fridge. It's actually terrifying. So I'm not working on it very well. But I must say, I need to remind listeners that not only is the CRP10 code still going at cbco.beer, but if you send us an email, we'll send CBCO an email. And if you guys are going down to the brewery in Port Melbourne, you'll be taken care of. That either means they'll give you some free beers or snacks or something, or they might shoot you in the face.
Give you a handy in the Brasco, that sort of thing?
It is possible. It is possible. My guy at CBCO is a girl, actually.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
So I don't know. Does that make it bad? I don't know. Either way.
Make it more acceptable for me anyway, Joel. But
it's very heteronormative, this show.
But it would be a very good day. I'd rather like Homer Simpson's detour trip, post-work trip to the Duff Brewery. That's the way I see it.
Yes. Yeah, very similar. And they've got a zero alcohol lager there. I haven't tried it. 6-pack in the fridge, but it's good. I've been reaching for the zeros. No, I've been reaching for the zeros recently. It's been really good. I have a few beers and I'm like, beer, but kind of don't want to get more drunk. I'm just gonna. No, it's been really good. I'm actually really getting converted to it. But anyway, just between the listeners and
can drink water. If you don't want anything alcoholic, just drink water.
Beer is delicious.
Now, we did just want to repeat that code, that secret code that only our patrons can cite whenever they place an order, and that is CRP10.
P10.
Yeah, CRP10. We did get a message from one of the patrons who bought the beer and found it most agreeable, but had forgotten the code.
Forgotten to use the code. That is tragic.
Had paid 10% more than he needed to.
A donation to CB beer. Well, to be honest, I don't know if they need the money or not, but I tell you what, their beer is bizarrely cheap. Anyway, that's way too much to talk about that. We need to talk about Jo Hayes, who recently passed.
Very sad. Very sad.
We got a message on the shitposting group. She was all over the shitposting group. If you're on the shitposting group, you would have known her. You may have argued with her because she was fucking fiery as and very funny. So yeah, she's pretty pissed off a few people in there, which is hilarious and great.
That's what Twitter's for.
Twitter
should be for.
Well, it was Facebook, but still, she was full on. She will be missed. She was on a few of our Zooms, and yeah, she was really lovely. She's a lot more relaxed in real life, but still quite sweary and hilarious.
She's R.I.P. It was very sudden.
It's a shame. Yeah, a bit young, bit shit.
Yes.
Of course, it's probably too soon to make died suddenly jab jokes, but at some point we will.
Not doing that.
I think
not doing that today. No, R.I.P.
I think
Jo
that's
Hayes.
what she would have wanted.
You were a lot of fun.
Yeah, she fucking was. She was very good. Anyway, I guess we should sort of talk shit about stuff now.
Yes, we need to talk shit about stuff, Joel, because there's a lot of stuff been going on
stuff to talk about,
that needs shit spoken about it. And the thing that caught my eye, just on Friday, actually, we're recording this on Saturday, 18th of November, just yesterday, came across this Shane Cuthbert, independent candidate for the local elections. We'll get to his political affiliation shortly. He's announced himself an independent candidate for the local elections in Cairns in the FNQ. And he's unfortunately done a couple of recordings, Joel. It's unfortunate, where the Nazi flag, including swastika, is in the background. Not more than a couple, actually, because he's gone and taken a few down. There's still a few more up there where he's just sitting in what looks like Heinrich Himmler's lair.
Yeah, it's not a good look. There's a weird thing with Mattel up there. You can see the photo online. It's very strange.
Yes, well, the ABC reported this one and got a bit of reporting locally as well. But the ABC said Shane Cuthbert, an independent candidate, as we said, from Cairns Regional Council election, admitted it was, and this is a quote, not a good look and said he planned to remove the videos after questions from the ABC. Videos looking like he was sitting in Heinrich Himmler's lair with the swastika in the background. However, since he was contacted for comment, the ABC report read, several of the videos have remained online. He's either clumsy or a real Nazi. It's hard to say. Anyway,
It is, yeah.
Since posting the videos, Cuthbert has claimed the videos were not shot at his address. All I can really say to that is, it's not my flag. I don't own it. It was not my premises.
Uh-huh.
So you've got to wonder, is it Pop Road or Uncle Jack's place?
Well, he said basically that it's like a local store that sells knickknacks and cool shit.
Knickknacks.
And he thought that it'd be a cool, like... So what did he say down here? He said that it was a shop that sold a bunch of old cool stuff. And look, I just thought it looked cool. Not the flag, but the background.
Oh,
the
yeah,
background
let's do it there.
colour,
I
like
can't
that.
see that big red flag with a big black swastika on it. No.
Yeah, look,
If someone can through the morass and pick this up, I'll just be able to say, well, I really just didn't think.
Well, one thing that I can say that actually undermines his argument, and I'm sure this is a place, and there is a shop in Cairns that has this random Nazi flag in it, which is a terrible oversight in itself. But he's sitting next to a drum kit, and he is a drummer. So I don't know. That's a little bit of evidence, which it's a bit.
It's just the Queensland government has passed a bill. It's now enacted. This happened in October. Early October of last month, and now it has become an offence to publicly display hate symbols like Nazi flags and tattoos under new laws passed by the state parliament. Then there.
Oh dear, that's upsetting.
Unilateral, I think, parliament.
Maybe he only gets like a little bit of a sanction though, because it's only a little bit of a Nazi flag. So
it is big. It's not a desktop flag.
Oh, it's a big flag.
It's a big flag. Maybe his mate's a Nazi and he just doesn't realise. He did actually try and join the Labor Party, Joel, some years ago.
He did. He tried though. Tried is the operative word, which is the funny part, because they said no.
Look, if it wasn't for the flag, maybe.
Well, there's a lot going on here, but as we'll speak about in a bit, there is domestic violence allegations, and there's a criminal past that he owns. He owns so much that when you Google Shane Cuthbert, the first result would be him anyway, but is shanecuthbert.com, and then in capital letters on top, Shane Cuthbert, former criminal.
Rehabilitated criminal.
Well, and that's what they're saying.
Former criminal, because you either are or you aren't a convict. And so he's got a couple of convictions under his belt. But
he's kind of capitalising on it a bit, yeah.
He's turned his back on it now, I think.
He's made it like a bit of a personality trait.
Yeah.
Basically. But look, before sticking the boot too far in, because I am going to stick the boot in a little bit, I just want to say that he has suffered depression as a kid. He's experienced a bit of trauma in his time. He suffered some form of child sexual abuse, which he didn't really emphasize. He also suffered some sexual abuse in prison, apparently. I've got no reason to disbelieve any of these claims. And also, he claims that he got addicted to morphine, which triggered off a pretty wicked, I'm guessing, heroin addiction after an injury. So that's a fucking bad string of shit things happen to you. I'm still going to stick the boot in a bit, but
still, it doesn't mean. Look, I think I'll stand as a candidate in local government and film videos sitting in front of a Nazi flag. That doesn't.
He's got a big attention-seeking spree. No, it doesn't explain that. And look, the knick-knack store defense is an interesting one. The fact there's a drum kit there, I'm very suspect about, but it doesn't look like it's a house. It does look like a shop. I don't know, but I would have liked to have seen the name of the shop mentioned, just because I'd be able to say that shop exists, as opposed to this is an excuse to get out of trouble.
Do you remember the Father Ted episode where Father Ted?
I guarantee you know.
Well, okay, it was just one of his associate priests. They go around to his house, and he's got this sort of little locked up place there. And Father Ted walks in, and the place is just emblazoned with Nazi memorabilia.
Oh, great!
And there's a little German priest in the background who's just wanting to put the hand up and all that sort of stuff. And yes, of course,
feeling a bit odd.
Father Ted, some consternation. And of course, that gear, because he says, "Oh yeah, I like it," and he doesn't want to upset anybody. When the priest dies, he makes Ted the owner of all the Nazi gear.
Oh, good.
And it goes.
I bequeathed it to you because you were so excited about it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
long
time ago. Yeah, look, we've got some mental health issues there. We've got some other issues around CSA. We've also got him being imprisoned, former criminal, as he says. So that tells us
Drug
he's
abuse.
moved on, some drug abuse issues. It still doesn't justify or explain why you're standing in front of a Nazi flag and then basically trying to deny it ever happened.
Well, I've got a theory on that, and I'll come to that at the end. Because basically, to give you a bit of a rundown on this guy, I ended up running down a bit of a Shane Cuthbert rabbit hole. So he's a big self-promoter. He's got a giant countdown timer to the next council election, and it says he's running unopposed, and I don't know what that really means, to be honest.
That's not going to
He's just a weird sort of guy. And there's a few sort of things that I think that aren't malicious but stupid, which we'll also get to. So basically, one of the headlines from this news article, because he's a fucking massive PR whore, is former criminal Shane Cuthbert teams up with magistrate who once sentenced him. And a former magistrate is running for council. He went to court once wearing a clown suit, and I believe he got a bit of a dressing down, and now later has grabbed that magistrate and said, let's be mates and let's do the right thing for
Let's start a party.
Shit. Well, yeah, there's a bit of that because they're back scratching each other politically because they're both running for council. So that's cool. But yeah, massive shameless self-promoter. He quotes himself a lot.
Does he speak of himself as Australian Test cricketers must in the third person?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, like he's got his own little websites and companies, and he writes these big press releases about himself, and they are in the third person. I don't like it. That always to me is a massive problem. I have a real issue writing show notes for the show because I'm like, Jack and Joel, I'm like, fuck off. No, it's Jack and I. This is insane. I'm not going to speak about myself in the third person. I'm not a ghost in the room, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So he married Berenger Rose.
Yeah, Berenger Rose. I remember her.
Do you know that person?
No, I don't know Berenger Rose.
No,
but I can see she's an award winner.
I don't think that that's her real name. Yes, she's a swimsuit model, and she won Zoo Magazine's People's Choice Award for Best Natural Tits in 2015.
Her mum must be so proud.
Well, her mum gave them to her, to be fair. Well,
she's had them since she was 12. So he's married to Berenger Rose, who's an award winner, as we say.